The Homes for Dogs project is a community event that we put on. It's very family friendly. It's actually friendly for everybody of all ages. The Humane Society brings out dogs that are available to be adopted. This year is our second annual event, and it has continued to grow, and I think it will continue to grow through the years because it's something that our agents are passionate about and care deeply about. And we also have some fun family activities like a bounce house. The Flippin' Axe was there with their mobile unit. We have face painting, we have free food, and this year we added a caricature that did dog caricatures rather than people caricatures. So that was a fun addition. So Cooper is actually the Coldwell Banker corporate mascot for the Homes for Dogs project. But locally we have our very own Cooper, and he actually is one of our own agents, Jonathan Stone. He dresses up as Cooper and comes out and just has a great time with the kids. They love him. He is a fun mascot, and they just love hugging on him and high-fiving him. And Jonathan is a perfect person to play Cooper. He loves kids, and it's just a fitting role for him, and we appreciate him for that.
So I was dropping off some coats at Coldwell Banker for Coats for Kids when I ran into Brooke, and I asked her if there were any other events I could possibly volunteer at, and then she started telling me about the event called Homes for Dogs. And since I love dogs, I just thought that'd be a really fun event to volunteer at.
The goal of this day was to get as many dogs adopted out as we could, but also to get a ton of supplies in the Humane Society needed. We were having a great time at the event. I recruited Liv to help us do some volunteer work, and she was given the task of dog walking at the event.
Just to show how passionate our agents are about these dogs, each year we have had agents adopt a dog, and this year we had 4 dog adoptions, and 3 of those dog adoptions either were agents or friends of our agents. Brooke Vinson's friend actually adopted Chester, and then Claudia Russell adopted Zimba.
So the Humane Society shows up, and we're starting to put the dogs into crates. And some of the dogs are a little restless, so I figured now's a good time for Liv to go ahead and start walking the dogs.
When I first got Chester out of the kennel, he was very rambunctious and he wanted to play. And then later in the day, he likes to put his paws up on you and stretch, which means he wants to be picked up and carried.
So it was really obvious to me and everybody else at the event that Liv really had a connection with this particular dog, and she really wanted to take it home. So this kind of became a home for this dog campaign. So when we first pitched the idea to her parents, their reaction was
not good at all at first, because they were concerned that Chester was going to be too big compared to my other 2 dogs. But after some convincing and help from the agents, my parents did end up saying yes.
You all had already asked me for a dog, right? And I said, no way, because how many dogs were there that had to be adopted together?
2.
There were 2 dogs, and they needed to be adopted together because they were brothers, right?
Yep.
Okay.
The Humane Society often has bonded pairs, and Charlie and Chester came to us during our event, and they were a bonded pair. It is preferable that the bonded pair goes together, but that doesn't always happen. And in this case, Chester got adopted first, and one of our agents, Hannah Barahona, her little boy was there and fell in love with Chester and Charlie. And when Chester was adopted, he was so sad.
They announced what?
Chester's getting adopted.
Chester's getting adopted. And I looked at you, and what did your face look like?
Sad face.
Why were you sad?
Because they were getting separated.
Yeah, and you wanted them to stay together, right?
Yeah.
Because they're brothers.
Yeah.
So they wanted them to be adopted together. And I said no because we did not need 2 dogs. 2 more dogs because we already had a dog at home. So when I saw how sad you looked, I thought, I cannot tell Nicholas no. So I'm going to make his dad tell him no. So I said, call your dad and ask, because I knew that your dad would say no to another dog, right? So you called him, and what did you ask?
Can we get a dog? Another dog?
And he said, what kind of dog is it?
A beagle.
And then what did he say?
Oh, yes, I want a beagle.
He said, I've always wanted a beagle, didn't he? And so we filled out the paperwork and we got to take him home, right?
We are very fortunate in Bowling Green to have such a strong humane society. The Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society is a strong, successful organization, but it takes a lot of work to put that on. A lot of money, a lot of resources, and a lot of people to donate time to do that. And in order for that to continue to be successful, these events that we put on help, but it is also necessary to have volunteers to come in. And we do have several of our people in the office that go in either weekly or as often as they can to either just walk the dogs, they'll take supplies, they'll do what they can to help the dogs and the Humane Society. And I think that that's an important part of its success and its continued success.
Do you all think that the two brother dogs are sad because they've been apart?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Yep.
You think they're sad?
Yes.
You think they've missed each other?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Would you all miss each other if you were apart?
Mm-hmm. No. Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. The right answer is yes. Okay.
I think it'd be a really good idea to get Chester and Charlie back together so they could hang out and know that they ended up at wonderful homes.
It would be fun to see if we could reunite Chester and Charlie.
How would you all feel about getting the two brothers back together again?
Good, good, good.
Do you think that would be a good idea?
Yeah, but can
Yes.
we for real?
For real.
We are so happy to finally get Charlie and Chester back together again. At Coldwell Banker Legacy, our business is real estate, but our goal is to help you find a new home. Everyone wants a loving home, including these sweet animals from the Bowling Green Warren County Humane Society. Please consider adoption today.